Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you might not have heard ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, we got a lot to talk about tonight. And as the year slows down, I tend to focus because you're gonna see volume dry out. And I want to start focusing more on investing, things you can do in the next year to get you caught up to where maybe you need to be. There's not a lot that happens in the stock market, especially historically. There could be a Santa Claus rally. Well, that's talked about. Uh, but volume historically, just in December, we're gonna start drying this thing up. We got about 2 weeks left before this is a desert wasteland. So hopefully there's maybe some tax loss harvesting. There's people losing positions to counter some of the gains they might have already had. So we're going to talk about a little bit of that. But again, as we wrap up the year, that's kind of what I want to focus the comments, especially if you're on YouTube. The comments. I don't post a lot of shorts. That isn't the plan to come up. Shorts, especially because I can post those on TikTok as well. But comments down below, just more investing, trading, lesson type stuff. Because again, stock movement might not be as volatile. But XRP made a nice move. Shout out to everybody that took advantage of that. If you saw my previous videos, talk about why I bought XRP, that pump, not bad. It's not bad when you can almost just double your money. Let's see. As far as the dollar goes, let's jump into it. We'll cover the news after this. The dollar opened up a little bit green. We're pushing up a little bit, kind of bounced off this zone. Honestly, what I'm looking for is I want to short the dollar. I am short the dollar right now, by the way. I'm hoping we kind of just reject off the bottom of this purple zone. Then we can kind of rock this thing down. I am short the US dollar, Japanese yen. I have not added onto this yet, but man, do I want to. I think it's probably a little oversold. It's probably going to pop up, hopefully somewhere right around this old support level right here. In fact, I'm just going to put a short order in there just before I forget. Give me 1 second. I'm going to just short right there. So that's about 1515. All right. 151486 is my short. Close enough. So if it pops up there, it'll tag me and go short. Hopefully it tags that and then just goes to zero. That would be phenomenal. All right. As far as Bitcoin goes, how annoying is it that it hasn't hit 100,000? Is anybody else just absolutely annoyed at that? Like we're just hanging out. We went to 99.8 or something. Yeah, something dumb like that. Just enough to not call it 100,000. Never touch six figures. Appreciate that. Anyway, we are kind of just building this up. I know there's some sell orders there, but overall, still trucking, still making the higher lows. We'll keep an eye on this trend right here. Let's just put that at the 100K mark. Hang on, let's put this line right at. We're gonna keep it intact. All right, so by Wednesday the 18th, maybe even Thursday the 19th, we finally break this thing up and go out. More than likely than so. As we do chart this out real quick, let's go right there. So when you see a pattern like this, there's sellers right here. Buyers they're kind of buying the dip. This is basic technical analysis, right? Now I just kind of know there's some sell orders up there. More often than not, it's the flat line that breaks. But just think every time we hit this, it's like I call this a hammer on glass. If you guys haven't ever heard me say that, just take a hammer and beat a piece of glass. Eventually one of them is going to break. It's going to be around the end of this point. Either you find out that glass is bulletproof, or it's not, and we just shatter it and kind of go right through. But when I draw out this pattern like this, more often than not, it's the flat line that breaks. It can be the same thing coming from the top side down. So we will just kind of have to keep an eye on that. I'm very curious what happens to the altcoins after Bitcoin gets 100,000. I do think some altcoins are probably going to see some hype. And I will say, not to be a Debbie Downer, but if you're going to make it in this, the plan isn't how much you can make, it's how much you can keep. And you need to be living on like the defensive side of things. So if you're in Doge, you're in, I see on TikTok someone says Litecoin is finally rising after years. Litecoin, I was like the champion of Litecoin. It just never went anywhere. Uh, they're going up, but is that their final breath? Not to be a downer, but if Bitcoin sells off, the altcoins are going to get smoked. So as they pump up, start thinking about, hey, should I be selling into this strength? And it's not an all in, all out scenario because things can keep going. And the last thing you want to do is you just sell all of it. This is the top. You sell all of it and it continues because one is going to make sure you never sell again. And the next time you should have sold and it's just going to sell off. You're going to lose everything. Or you get emotional and you buy back in what's going to be the next peak. So knock out half, just knock out a chunk, break it into threes. That's what I would be thinking about because selling into strength, you could just market order, it'll fill, you're on to the next one. Selling when it's selling off, trying to sell, it's a ghost town. You're trying to pawn it off into anybody like, hey, please take my coins, please try this. And hopefully you find a buyer. Did I say if it sells off you? Oh, you mean win? Yes. Okay. So YouTube says if it sells off, you mean win. Yes. Things ebb and flow. They come up, they come down. The downside with these altcoins is some might not ever come back. Now, when Bitcoin sells off, everybody says, "Oh, Bitcoin's dead." We've heard that a million times, and then it just comes back. Unfortunately, not all the altcoins have. Middle class investing. What's happening, man? He says, "Yes, it is too late to buy XRP." Oh, someone asked, is it too late? I didn't add on. I bought mine, and then that's that. I like it. I do have an XRP video just dedicated to that on YouTube on Don Franz Show, talking about why I bought it, what it does. So if you guys on TikTok or just Don Franz Trading want to check that out, that is on the YouTube side of things. How long will I be holding XRP for? I know you mentioned you'll be holding Bitcoin for a very long time. Is XRP also on this timeline? XRP, I wanted to hold. I really did. And there is some that I will hold probably just as long as Bitcoin. But with its pump and just me being up as much as I am, I will probably sell half. I might just sell half and lock it in because let's just pull up XRP real quick because it's not going to sit this one out either. You know, when things pull back. Now I bought back here and I want to say I added some, up here, and so we've absolutely just sent it. Right now it's at 231, banging. Gosh, I kind of want to just sell almost right now. It's just at a peak, and I think this will have a corrective phase where we'll get that leg down and pull back. And you really can't judge this bull trend until some bears do show up. Like right here, we didn't know what was going on until the bear showed up. Now, right here, the bear showed up and it went nowhere. And I'll really zoom in so everyone can see if you're on your phone. So judging the bulls by the bears, again, just to restart that, here's the bulls. Okay, like all right, you got to buy some kind of dip, some kind of pullback. We kind of went nowhere. We're seeing the game of tug of war going back and forth. Now you can judge it. There's not a scene that there's some profit taking maybe, but that's all it was. Buyers still picking this thing up. Now nobody's selling. It sits back up here. This is not a bunch of buyers. It's actually, in fact, a lack of sellers, which sends it this high. And maybe we can just stair step this thing up to $1 million. Sky's the limit. But I just say you got to make the best decision at the time with the data that you have. You can't be upset. If I sell right now and this thing goes to $10, yes, it would suck. If I sell half right now, and I meant half in general, right? If I sell half right now and it goes back down to $1, so what? Who cares? The only thing I've done is lock in profit. Everything else is unrealized, and you kind of just go from there. So I wouldn't FOMO into this. I would make sure you have a plan because the last thing you want to do is buy my coins that I'm selling. Historically, if you've been following me for a while, buying the things that I sell hasn't been the best deal unless it's Palantir. If you bought my Palantir shares, just know that I hate you to your core. That's all. Nothing personal. Just kidding. Selling Palantir at 4. I sold a good chunk at 40 and just watching that thing continue to climb. I thought I was just going to ninja snipe the top. Nope. Not even close. This thing is crazy overvalued and leveraged futures are driving the price. Send it. Hey, as long as it's paying me, I don't mind. All right. Someone said Doge just running too. Let's just check out some coins real quick while we are on the topic. Doge is starting to break up. There you go. doesn't really have the legs, but it's good job. It's getting somewhere. Um, Shout out to all you Doge holders. Look at you guys just getting rich not overnight, or over the last year. I'm just kidding. 100% just kidding. Breaking up, you do want to see, you're really going to want Doge to get past this level. Once it does, I think that point we might get rock and rolling. At least we'll have some hype with it. And that's kind of where all we know where some sellers are. So 45, 47 cents, getting above that would be a great sign. So much easier to trade looking back at the candles. It is. You talking about Palantir? Yeah, I wish I would have held that thing. But 40 just felt high. It was way up there. Sam says, XRP. This is what sucks about TikTok. You just can't rewind it and listen to the fact that I literally just broke down XRP. For everyone on TikTok, and my admin tries to remind everybody, you can go to the YouTube side and watch it because I actually do break down. TikTok comments just keep rolling, and a bunch of people do come in, but they just miss everything. So this is on the YouTube side where you can rewind things if there's something you really want to get a hold of. All right. I think that's it on the hype coins. Let's check out the S&P. All right, futures opened up. Technically, that's a gap up right now. Futures are red. I should have put that in the thumbnail because, man, anytime I say futures open red, stocks are selling off, people panic, they flood in. What do we do? For a Sunday open, I'd say it's actually we've seen red that looks like this specific candle right here, red and green, and a lot of Sunday opens are about like that. Volume next to nothing, almost no movement. So that is, I don't want to say I need some better words. I just need a bigger vocabulary, It's not a significant red candle, but significantly bigger than some really normal weeks. Does that make sense? Yeah, I don't know. Nothing I'm taking as like a warning sign or anything like that. Nothing too out of the ordinary. Just probably more movement than I thought we would see in a December. He says, or shall I say, congrats, NasDaddy. Congrats on the 30,000 subs. I appreciate that. Thank you. All right. Oh, NASDAQ. Are we finally gonna get above this range? We've been in this range. Here's the daily range right here. And if we close below this, I'm going to be so annoyed. Getting up and coming right back down is the same thing as a wick. But we really need to get above this range. That would signal that we're going higher. But if you look just at the candles in general, anytime you guys see these two red lines like this on my charts, it's because there's one candle and we've just been inside that whole time. So one red day, and you either bought the dip, or if you bought right here and bag held, you're just now at break even after how many trading sessions? So hopefully we're on the up and up for that. As far as the Dow goes, Dow's just trucking along. Man, Grandpa Dow really trying to change his name over here. Added in video, wanted to get in with the young ones. I would just have to remain bullish as far as this goes. So as far as this, I mean, we ran this thing up and then stayed sideways right here. Really kind of based out, starting to work our way up from that too. If this were to sell off, we would have to watch out for this gap right here. That is a yellow zone. Give me one hot second. All right. All right. So if that were to pull back, that would be the dip buy, I think, for the Dow. The ES will be green by tomorrow afternoon. Seems like it sells off in the mornings and fights back the rest of the day to finish green. So annoying. We have seen a lot of just that annoying, like, I know we're on the daily candle, but if you just take most of your charts to a 15-minute candle, this is what it looks like. Sells off everywhere. It's red, panic, and then we just V-shape recover that thing consistently. NASDAQ ETF. Give it a couple of years, y'all. NSDY. Would that be the ticker? NSDY. It's not a ticker right now, but it could be. Could be my own ETF. What do you guys think? Do I have a Cyber Monday discount? Everyone, I got a lot of messages asking about that for Friday. Um, Patreon doesn't really do anything like that. I could probably. Oh, I'm being put on the spot. I could probably open up my course again. If you buy the course, it's lifetime, so you're in there. That's probably a deal I could do if anyone was interested there, but I haven't. There's no way to just make like a sale on the Patreon. When the stock market's supposed to start trading 24 hours a day, I heard it was approved. I have not followed up on that. I know it is, but Robinhood and TOS have had that for some time. Certain banks are allowing it. As far as across the board, I don't know when they'll implement that. 2025? Thank you. Anyway, if you guys are curious, I have a course on Teachable, and if you do that, I can there's a lifetime access thing. Anyway, yeah, so you don't have to be a part of the Patreon. I don't do stocks, just futures. You can make a killing, and not even with futures with an S, but like literally one future contract. I know people that make full blown incomes off of that. The ARK K chart. We have not broken down Kathy Woods in some time. Looks like Tesla's showing it some love at least. Finally breaking up. Wow. Yikes. If this is the one you like, I hate to say it, that sounds so bad when I say that. I think they have a phenomenal team. I don't think they're stupid. But there's a lot of tickers personally that I think are useless in this. I mean, Kathy Wood also thinks Roku is innovative, right? So that's where like we disagree. So I don't know. I guess I can't even offer advice. My opinion is borrow from the research. Find out what tickers are in this, why they like them, and if you agree, I would maybe just buy your own. That way you can wait it. Because Kathy Wood, she sells a lot of Tesla. Because Tesla will just shoot up, and then really have a lot more weight in that particular fund, and then they'll sell Tesla shares. Sometimes a lot of people don't agree with that. They want to keep that Tesla. So that's what. Every time someone asks me about ARK K, I feel like we'd have to just break that part down. The remote is cute too. No, I don't care. I don't care what you feel about Roku. It's not innovative. It's not changing any games. All right, it does nothing. It was a cool stock to trade, but to call it an innovative stock, what are you? Where are you at? RK is up almost 15%. Sweet. Yeah, year to date, I'm only 10 times that amount right now. And anyone that followed my plays, if they agreed with my plays, again, I don't do call outs. I just post everything I'm doing for educational and entertainment purposes, obviously. But if you agreed with my plays, then you know you're up about 10 times what ARK K is. Gold is down. Let's send it. So I like to. I did take a gold trade, and I want to get back in. I do think gold. I said this on the previous stream. I think gold's going to pull this sideways crap that it does. Gold will. It miraculously just shows up on your radar, and then it just stays stagnant. It's down for a while. Now, for any futures traders, this sideways action is actually a lot of money to be made. But gold does this a lot. It just goes flat. I think we're going through one of those phases right now. So you're going to start seeing me playing gold futures actually quite a bit. My admin, he says, "Who told you to do that?" I did get a text from him. I'm going to shout him out right now. Cody. He didn't buy the gold futures because he's broke. Just kidding. He actually bought GLD. Now, the cool thing about GLD is it's a gold ETF. It moves at about a snail's pace. But as far as trailing, it's a lot easier to manage because it compared to the futures and slippage or just lack of liquidity overnight for any overnight plays, it can get rough. So there's a lot of like wicks that would get a futures traders out, but not necessarily somebody buying the ETF, which trades like a stock, and that's GLD. So I got to say, if that's something you're into, gold might be a decent one to watch right now. Then SLV is the ETF for silver. Ooh, I don't know. Silver might already be at that dip buy. So what I would do, looking at this, so this is the futures contract, right? So it drives the underlying, which it would be SLV. So I would look at this. I would know there's a couple of wicks right here, and I would start to look for that at SLV, because that's where I wouldn't want it breaking. So if I'm going to buy SLV, I would want my stop at least below 27.33, because I know if that breaks, it's likely that where that's at on the futures is already broken as well. Seeing this order back here, I would have to put my stop at 26.85. So if I was long silver, it would look like this. I would go long, and I'm not going to take this trade, but I would put my stop right here. And that, personally, I'm just not taking it. It's not a bad trade. I wouldn't chart something out like this if it, oh gosh, maybe your risk reward just might not, you might not want that. You're going to risk 1 to make 1.5, and I have to draw that because I know there's a zone right here. Yeah, it'd be really cool to draw your take profit way up here, and now you're gonna risk 1 to make 4. That's the golden ratio. That's what all the traders on YouTube take. You can really play around with this a lot and sell yourself a position that you probably shouldn't be in. But realistically, silver's going to struggle right here. So when we look at silver futures, and there it is, you're going to find some sellers right there. So you have to worry about your take profit realistically being there. Now, in a dream world, you really do hope this happens. We jack around here, and then we base right here, and then we send it up to this spot right here. And that's what I drew out way up top on SLV. What are the chances of you getting out of your position right here? Because you don't know if it's going to reject and come down, and you might as well just tag out and get back in. Maybe it does this, maybe then it goes. There's a lot of ways you can trade just that zone right there. But going in, assuming it's going right here just to watch it come up and come right back down, you're going to set yourself up for a lot of, I don't want to say failures, but a lot of not excitement. I'll put it that way. Terry is adding on. He said his position is hurting in SLV right now. 26.85 is where I would be out of that thing. Do me a huge solid. If you're watching, will you guys make sure you share it for me real quick? That is what's really helping me out a lot lately. And that's, I think, how we're getting up above, 30,000 subscribers. I'm at 4,100 on TikTok. The goal is 10,000. 10,000 like my hair is on fire. Imagine I had long hair and it was on fire. That's where it's at. Even TikTok tells me, encourage more viewers to share. How can I encourage you guys? Anyway, shout out to you guys for doing that. I'm out of the YouTube jail. Hopefully the pump is starting to come back in. As far as retail goes, there was a very interesting thing that retail is not interested in crypto just yet. As far as YouTube searches, it's actually still very down. So hopefully that only bodes well for crypto as they come in. People that are already in the altcoins right now, that when retail floods in, let's say retail is not in and retail floods in, that's your time to sell. That would be a great time. We'll see. I kind of think people just already know what crypto is, and maybe that's why it's down. So we'll have to see. The 17,000 was cursed for 2 to 3 years. It was at 17,000 subscribers for literally ever. But I just don't ever do like the hype stuff. I just need more neon lights. I need to start doing, I probably should have discounts. I'm doing a course promotion, and it expires every day. Every day it's going to go up, but every day is expiration day. Would that get you guys to follow me more? Say the words, and I'll do it. Crypto is not my thing at these levels. Yeah. You probably want to wait for a pullback, I think. All right, let's real quick. Let's break down some of the big ones. As far as Tesla goes, I do have the expected moves already done on my chart, so I'm going to take that off. So if you guys have all my charts, which is something you do get if you're on the Patreon or the course, you have all my yellow boxes and my lines. Oh man, kind of getting FOMO for Tesla. It's basing out, and I'm really hoping there's some. I wish it was down. I am going to move my so for the next 5 weeks, I'm going to keep puts sold on Tesla, and I had the 275s. I am going to bump it to the 285s. I might even consider the 290s. We'll see what the options price is. And this is going to be every Monday. That's what I'm going to do until it sells off and I get assigned those shares. Uh, I'm just gonna. It's one contract for the next 5 weeks. As it falls off next Monday, I'm going to sell 5 weeks out, and that's how I'm going to keep it until I do get assigned. Right now, we kind of rallied up, basing out, and we're really holding this. I wonder where that's at on Robinhood won't open up for another 10 minutes. I will be off the stream by then. Hopefully that comes down. Meta hanging out. This has been the best time to sell Meta puts or calls on your position. I know not a lot do that. I think a lot of the following doesn't really have multiple hundreds of shares of Meta. But it is a great one, especially when it goes sideways like this. I do think that one's probably just geared for its next leg up. Maybe nothing exciting, but sideways and then up. Microsoft has been awkwardly sideways for a long time. And this might be a really slept on stock. This might be time to accumulate more. Looks like Meta and Tesla want to head higher. Meta, kind of. Yeah. Tesla, more so. Yeah. Microsoft, I do want more Microsoft, and I might have to just grab some more now. Everything I do is like on like a totem pole, right? Like everything has priority levels. Microsoft is still a decent priority to get some more of, but Tesla, actually AMD as well. There's been some other ones that have just been moving in front, but the way Microsoft's sitting might be one to grab right now. Nvidia chips have had a hard time. Honestly, some Nvidia people are gonna hate this. I think 128 would be a better dip buy for Nvidia. If it gets above the 140, maybe comes back down, checks 140 again from the top. Maybe I would consider that. Right now, if we're still selling off, right? We broke the previous lows. So let's see if Nvidia can't just continue that sell off. The reason why, and I do have an AMD video coming out because I let some Nvidia shares go, like in the growth count. We had sold calls against it, so I let those go. Use those funds. I bought AMD, and I'm gonna start selling calls against that as well. Nvidia, I think, is just up there, so I think it's gonna chill. I think I don't want to say it has plateaued. Still a phenomenal stock, but AMD looked like a dip buy, where Nvidia is kind of just it's up there. That's all I can say is it's up there. Why not sell a 30-day expiration on Tesla and take advantage of theta? Real quick, what's 7 times 5? 7 days in a week, 5 weeks. 5, 10, 15, 20. Huh. I did sell a 30-day expiration on. I'm just kidding, Crisco. I won't ever be that sarcastic again. I have 5 weeks out, as in next week, the week after, the week after that, the week after that, all up to 5. So by the time it expires, it will be a 35 days to expiration. To the people answering me in the chat, I do know what 7 times 5 is. I'm broke. How can I make lots of money fast, bro? You could probably follow a hype YouTuber or someone on Twitter. They will. You wanted to make lots of money. It depends. Do you want me to sell you a dream or a reality? Because how I answer that, there's 2 different ways to go about that question. There's 5 days in a week. We'll look at your theta calendar. Buy some crypto. Yeah. Robbing a bank, not bad. Good news is you're out in 10. So if they don't get the money, depending on how much you get, how else are you going to make? Imagine you rob a bank and you grab millions of dollars. They don't really have that in the vault, but in theory, you do it like they do on the movies. You wait till it's cash day. You get it. You're out in 10. Where else can you get millions of dollars in 10 years? You won't work at any job and make that. It's not a bad thing, Please do not share that part of the video. I'm just kidding. Please don't rob a bank. Tell them to follow Wall Street Bets. Also, some solid advice. There's some winners on there. Don't pay attention to the thousands and tens of thousands of losers. Only follow the winners. That's the secret. I can't tell if you're being sarcastic or if you're being real. Honestly, I started an account from zero, put $150 in on Friday, and it's over 16,000 now, and it's been a year. So not a lot of money, but probably more than someone that just follows a hype channel and maybe tries his luck on some altcoins or the next big penny stock. Title: How to Make Millions in 10 Years. Exactly. Solid advice is to pick crazy stocks. Yeah, you might win. All right, let's skip. I do have to get to my group right now. Amazon was a solid dip buy as well. Did we delete the zones? Did we not have zones up here? I'm pretty sure we did. Did we not? Because we should be sitting at one right now, as a matter of fact. Give me 1 second. Jumped up. No, we're going to. All right. I thought we already had a zone up here, but either way. All right. Apple. Does anybody even trade Apple? Apple's not. It's not a bad one to buy and hold. It's not volatile. It does pay a dividend. So every $237 you have right now, you get 25 cents a quarter. That is because for every one share you have at 237. Not bad. I personally like NVIDIA a little better as a dividend ticker. I get 1 penny per share. All right, Google, bear flag or reversal. I think that's the reversal. I would say this is the dip buy on Google. Apple has poor premiums. Oh yeah, it's not one you want to run the wheel on or anything like that. Ford, probably rejection and coming down. Palantir's probably about to break up, which is even more annoying than ever. Kind of sitting at that 66 zone. I still say I would be cautious of Palantir. Intel, like I said, chips have struggled. Intel kind of just rejected that zone anyway. If you are bullish Intel, you are probably watching this parallel channel right here. If I did catch that dip, 2285 would be my stop loss. AMD, which I did buy, struggling. This was my alert to originally buy it. This purple line right here. I did buy it a little bit early. I do have sold calls on it, so it's not bad. Ultimately, getting above that 145 mark, and I think it's cruising, but it does need to get there first. Right now, still very much trending down. All right, let me answer a couple more real quick, and then we'll get rocking on to the group. All right, what do I think of Teladoc Health? I would play the more immediate price action, kind of the bull flag. So we ran up this far, right, but only pulled back right to there, which is awesome. So I would go long. My stop would be 11.25 because as soon as that breaks, it might have a hiccup right here at this 10.80 mark, but it'll probably drop down to sub 10, and I wouldn't want to be along for that ride. So you probably have a major resistance here at this 15 level. Right inside there. Yeah, 15 to 16 is gonna suck for you guys in that one. Let's see, your real breakup to get bullish was above $10. Yeah, some more immediately. Hopefully that rocks and rolls right now. Lemonade, what do you think? Has it topped? Lemonade, yikes. Not necessarily. Again, there's been plenty of times I've looked at a stock like this and thought that's got to be the top, and then it just continued on. And I bet a lot of people thought the same thing right there. So until this breaks, this thing ran up and it went sideways. Sideways is also not down. So that is still going up. And if you're in this, what you don't want it doing is going down, sideways or up, or it's only two options. And that's all it's doing. I would put my stop at 46.85. Now, if it breaks that, it's probably coming on down. Your next spot's going to be that 35 mark. Even if I was late to the game and I was buying it right now, my stop would be 46.85. Worst thing you could do is buy the absolute peak, but that's what stop losses are for. That's what real risk management is for. I went over how to do that on the last stream. Just watch that. It's really not hard. Now it's gonna be hard to. You can look at these previous numbers, the 2021 numbers, but really you guys should get 2021 out of your heads. I would say this might not be a bad spot. The reason why I say get 2021 out of your heads is because it's silly. It's a ridiculous number. The market was just people were just pouring money into it. There was nothing about valuation or anything, any of the traditional metrics during 2021. It was just give your money back to the banks. They gave you a stimulus check and they wanted it back. That's really all that was about. So I would not buy this thinking, oh my gosh, it at one point it was 187. I'm going to call out Zip Trader because he said, oh, this sell-off was pointless. I forget, it was a different ticker. It was a sell because the stock market was crashing. The whole pump in the first place was ridiculous and pointless. So that's why I say I would take all those levels with a grain of salt. If I was buying Lemonade right now, this is what the trade would look like, and I would hope it continues. If it tags out and goes all the way down here, so what? You take an L and you move on. And it is that simple. 40 seconds, then I buy SLV. Terry's waiting. Plywood said paid $1, worth about 18x. Oh, okay. I have $1, 2025, 22 strike calls. Oh, on Lemonade? Oh, Teledoc. Hey, let's pull that back up real quick. You have January expiration. Heck yeah, dude, you're killing it. If I was in those, I would at least have an alert right here. Oh, I would probably have my alert at 11:45. And after that, I'm probably just ditching I'm ditching them. I don't know if I'd put a stop. I might have a stop loss on the actual options contract. It's going to be down. But I would have an alert here like, hey, let me know when that thing starts to turn so I can get out of my call options. Tesla's up $6, 351. Well, told you guys before it happened. Oh, Lemonade. Okay, so Lemonade. Either way, you're doing all right. If I would put my alert right here. I'd put my alert at $47. If it hits that, it might be time for me to sell some of those options contracts. At least half of them, if not all of them. All right. All right, TikTok. Sorry, I do have to jump out of here. Shout out to everybody that did follow me and all the new subs. You guys will see me again. I'm gonna start. I'm getting back to a weekly schedule, so there will be videos throughout the week. I'm trying to fine tune that right now. For sure on Don Fran Show. If things pop off, there's going to be a random video, probably on Don Fran Trading. And I'm going to try to mix shorts into this so it's not just live, on TikTok. But anyway, I don't know what it is. I'll tell you what. For Cyber Monday, I'll set the Teachable course back up. Should be donfranshow.teachable.com. I'll set that back up. If you do buy that, it's the lifetime into the Discord, so you don't need Patreon if you do get that. But anyway, yeah, Cyber Monday deals. It's expiring tomorrow. Tomorrow's Monday, right? It really is. Anyway, do all the cool things. Subscribe, share. If you're on YouTube watching as a recording, let me get my fingers right. There's a video popping up right now. Watch that one. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good one.